Okay, so now let me sit through with you. Like, if you are a business owner looking for your next growth or expansion space, and you are really considering a three-in-one because you don't need to split your address to like warehouse is warehouse, then you have a showroom, then you have office. Now, with this three-in-one concept, you actually save up a lot, which is like what fascinates me as well in the beginning, and which is one of the reasons why I decided to take up this project, because I really want to help more business owners to reduce their burden, their startup costs, and all that. Now, at a entry unit, right, owning is already costing less than renting. If you are renting, you are probably paying around 6 to 7K. You can go up to iProperty, Property Guru. The rental rate is between 6 to 7K, and if you are buying it, your monthly installment is about 5.9K. This is for 25 years of loan tenure and on 80% margin. Usually, margin is about 85% onwards for industrial property. It's a little bit different than residential. And not to mention, there are some incentives available. If you're able to inquire earlier and secure earlier, right, to further reduce this cost as well. Now, we just want to make sure that this is the right fit, that we can talk about costing as well, of which I'm more than happy to go through with you if that helps. Because as a business owner myself, I understand that cash flow is very important. And another thing is the true monthly cost is the loss of equity. Meaning, if you pay rent, you are not paying for equity in the asset, in the building. It ends up becoming other people's asset. It's also one of the reasons why I'm seeing a lot of my friends, my business friends, from at the beginning, they can save costs by renting, but as they progress and grow larger, they know that the best decision for the business is still accumulating asset, accumulating equity ownership of the building. So if you rent, it is a cost, 100% cost. But if you buy, at least part of it becomes your equity, right? You can see probably it's around 20, 30%, right? So owning needs more cash and you carry risk. That's why you need to be very selective with the property that you buy. You must also know your asset plan. If one day, like let's say touch wood, you need to sell it, at least you know that there's demand and it's a product that people would likely buy. Okay? And rent, you only collect receipts, but owning, you are building up equity in an asset that your business or you yourself can own. Let's say if you're an investor, right? So if you're renting, you are paying for 380K, let's say, if you're renting at 6,000 plus per month for 5 years, right? But if you are paying for installment, you are building that equity, meaning at the end of paying up, you own 100% of the ownership, right? But this one in 5 years, you owned this much in equity. And it's a freehold asset that can appreciate because it's industrial. Businesses are growing. And yeah, so um, what are the number to plan if you want to own? What you need if you are planning to buy? The down payment is about 20%, 15 to 20%. That's why I included this for like the best, not the best case scenario, but it's like it's good to have buffer, right? And also the booking fee is 10,000 and stamp duty is about this. Still need to confirm. And loan stamp duty, SBA legal fee, and loan legal fee are all waived, provided we use the panel lawyer of the developer and the banker as well, the panel bank. So that is easier as well. So if you have a plan to own, there's time is on your side. This is not like a immediate like completion. It will be completed by Q4 2028. So progressive payments are staged over the build, so you don't need the full sum on day one. So this is the one way to save and arrange financing properly and the right size unit. So as you know, the earlier you are, the better the unit that you can get. So now, yes, there's quite a few of very good unit are sold out already. So better be fast. So at least you can manage to get the second best tier, right? First tier is really for the early birds, like who fast, then who can choose the best unit, right? So I think most important is still we try to match it with what your operation actually need. And also, yeah, spare space can be sublet or consider consolidating two rents into one mortgage can also freeze cash. So it depends. We can help to arrange like, especially for those who might need more units combined together. That one we can discuss. And also, I can also help you compare end financiers and structure the loan, margina, tenure, and rate to make a bigger difference than most people realize. Now, for investors, um, actually, over the years, if you look at property report, you can see that industrial property is like the darling of the property industry compared to residential. Of course, commercial it depends. Um, it depends which segment you are looking at. It's also doing quite well, and there's a lot of positive news. But more positive in the industrial property segment. So it has the least vacancy and it also has the most transaction volume growth and also the CAGR, forecast CAGR to 2031 is 11.2%. And also considering the supportive financing backdrop and also some incentive lah, right? So it's been driven by e-commerce, logistic, and even a China plus one manufacturing shift, and that's what's driving the demand. But I think it could help with increasing healthy competition. I'm not sure, but there's less property overhang in the industrial, and especially in certain area, it's like demand more than supply. Okay, it's not like the residential segment. So you can see that in terms of gross yield, these are according to research. Um, you can see that industrial are healthier. Commercial depends. It really depends. And the net after cost, you can see positive for industrial are the highest. And really commercial is very hard to say. Especially like nowadays, corporate or companies are looking for more ESG compliance and more things, right? Like new building, flexible layout, the fit in cost, and all those kind of things. And also, um, for industrial, the type of tenant is they are already spending or investing a lot on the fit out, they most likely will stay. Businesses will not simply shift their operation. So this is one thing to consider if you compare to residential easy, right? Or as someone those that are offering like fully furnished is even easier to move around. And business it depends. It depends how well, I mean for commercial businesses, it really depends, right? And vacancy gap is very tight for industrial. Is about um it's really tight, like quite rushed because it's operation, right? Business relies on the operation, how fast it can pick up for their profit. So usually it won't be delayed. Okay, but you can see for residential, for commercial, that is long, right? And for financing, however, industrial is a bit shorter, and commercial is about 65%, even shorter, and for residential it's about 90% or depending on your DSR and all that, right? So the catch is for residential thin yield. That's why we are also seeing the pattern like people are shifting to either commercial or industrial. But I feel industrial is very much underrated because a lot of people think they need a lot of capital for industrial. But if you compare Some residential are already costing million above. And for project like this one, the future proof, future generation style kind of three in one warehouse, office, showroom kind of industrial property, right? You can see it's fairly affordable. It's also in the 1 million plus mark. And some residential are already in the million plus mark. So it's something to really consider. While commercial, there's a little bit of risk nowadays because of the oversupply in terms of office, sorry, and the vacancy risk. Like people are thinking like, okay, can I really get tenant now? Industrial different. Why? Because it involves operation. So you can see this or not, like what more to say for a property that combines a warehouse, a showroom, a office all together. So that will further reduce the risk. And which is why I think this really makes more sense. It reduces the commercial side of risk. It's a business need, not a wishy-washy wish list, and it's not emotionally driven like residential, and it's also not that thin yield because it's a business needs. And once business fit out, bring in their machinery, set up their things, their rack, their storage, they hardly want to shift because that's gonna cost even more. And what the numbers could look like um, conservatively. So this is for residential, commercial, and industrial. Okay, so you can see industrial is still like the darlings. Okay, so this one first one is resi, and then commercial, and then industrial. So comparable completed projects that are renting now. So these are the asking rent. And yeah, you can see that it's fairly competitive, especially in the Bukit Raja area. And yes, so it's conservative. And yeah, so